My name is Craig Utter, and I'm the Executive Director of the Payette Land Trust. Valley County is an incredibly magical place. I think what really makes me care about this job is the fact that I have an opportunity to work within a community that is growing and looking for balance and trying to find ways to not only see a mountain community grow, but conserve the whole reason why everybody wants to be here. When people came to this area, the river bottom is where all of the private land happened. So everything that's up at elevation is in Forest Service ground. And then the next level down was private timber company. And then the valley floor was agriculture. So we see all the farms and ranches that were here during the homestead times on the valley floor. And what that means is that is also the place where all the private land exists. And because the private land is in the valley floor, that's where the development is going to happen. But it's all concentrated on this one unique ecosystem that has an incredible amount of variety. I think from a land use standpoint, the goal from the Payette Land Trust is to find the balance between development and conservation. We look at agricultural corridors, the use that exists right now. How can we conserve that? Because we've got a homeostasis, so to speak, within the valley that is starting to be disrupted with the movement of folks across the country to places like Idaho. One of the main ways that Payette Land Trust can really help affect conservation in the valley is through conservation easements. And a conservation easement provides for a certain set of uses on a piece of property where it may restrict other uses. So what we can do is we can have an easement that allows agriculture. We can have an easement that allows one or two buildings on a large acreage site. But in the end, it's looking towards conservation as the main objective. We also offer things like a nonprofit organization that you can donate a piece of land to. And that's exactly what we have here today. We're standing on the Huffman property that was donated to the Payette Land Trust by Phyllis Huffman. And she asked us to keep it in the traditional use, which was agriculture. The Payette Land Trust works with individual private landowners to conserve their property, but that doesn't just mean conservation easements and non-development. We'll also talk about best management practices for the kind of land that we're working with. So that may be a piece of forested ground, that may be a piece of farm ground, it may be open range land, or it may be a piece of wetland habitat that someone wants to conserve. If somebody has some land that they would like to put into a conservation easement, the first thing to do is contact the land trust, and we'll set up an appointment to go out and look at your property. And then our first and foremost goal is to have a discussion about the land ethic. What do you want to see? Why do you want to put it into a conservation easement? What are your goals? What are your goals for your family? How will this affect the long-term ownership of the property? And once we go through the ethical discussion, then we can start talking about the easement itself. So there are multiple opportunities for folks to help out the land trust. And it may be as simple as just donating funding to the land trust. Currently, we have more requests for conservation than we have capacity to handle. And we're looking to increase our staff, but before we can do that, we have to have the funding. So contacting the land trust, signing up on our website to receive our newsletter is a fantastic way to keep in touch with the land trust so that when there are opportunities to be involved, you know about them.